Hi everyone, in this video we will review Kepler's third law and explore how a planet's distance from the sun is directly related to its period of revolution. First, let's review period of revolution. The period of revolution of a planet is how long it takes a planet to revolve around the sun. In other words, how long it takes to make one lap around the sun. So for instance, I will highlight in yellow the period of revolution of Earth, which here is the third planet from the sun. This here is the planet's orbit, and how long it takes to move around in its orbit is its period of revolution. You can think of it as the time it takes to run a lap around the track, right? If you were to start at one end of the track and time yourself how long it would take you to run in a circle around the track, that would be your period of revolution. How long did it take you to run around the soccer field in the middle of the track? The period of revolution is how long it takes a planet to move around the sun, to make one lap around the sun. Let's take a look at the solar system here, and let's try to explore the relationship between how far a planet is from the sun and its period of revolution. So here's a diagram showing all of the planets in our solar system. Question 1 here asks, which planet is farthest from the sun? So I go through all my planets and I look at the orbits, and I'm going to look for the very last orbit. Here it is, the last orbit of the 8th planet. This planet, Neptune, is the farthest from the sun. Okay, so which planet has the largest period of revolution, the largest orbit? Well, I want to take a look at the circles. The orbits are not really visible like they are in the image, but the circle drawn on the image is meant to represent the path, the orbit, the path the planet takes around the sun. So I want to figure out which of these circles here is the biggest circle, which one is the largest orbit. Okay, we'll talk later how they're not actually circles, they are ellipses. But which planet has the largest orbit, the largest path around the sun? Well, if I look here, it looks like this outermost circle is the largest path around the sun, and that again is the planet Neptune. Question number 3 asks which planet is closest to the sun. Well, let's look here and find the planet closest to the sun. If I look at my diagram, I'm looking at the innermost orbit, the innermost circle, and it looks like that planet is Mercury. So question 4 then asks which planet has the smallest orbit? Which planet has the smallest circular or elliptical path around the sun? And the smallest orbit around the sun is, again, Mercury. So we're starting to notice a trend that it looks like the closer the planet is to the sun, the smaller its period of revolution, and the farther away a planet is from the sun, the larger its period of revolution. So for our notes, let's take this down. The relationship is the farther a planet is from the sun, the larger its orbit, the longer it takes to revolve around the sun. We're also going to add to this here and say the farther a planet is from the sun, the longer its period of revolution. Let's draw a simple diagram here. We're going to draw the sun in the center of our solar system. We will then draw the orbit of a planet close to the sun. We can see it's a small circle. We're going to draw the orbit of another planet. We'll move out a little farther. And again, we have to make a bigger circle. We can see this relationship just by drawing it. We had to draw a bigger circle the farther away the circle is from the sun in the middle, right? The longer your pencil is on the paper drawing that circle, the longer the orbit is. Let's label these two orbits. Far away, longer period of revolution. And then the blue orbit that we drew was a little bit closer. So we'll say closer to sun, shorter period of revolution. Notice when we talk about period of revolution, we're saying longer and shorter because period of revolution is a time. It's a measurement of time. Just like you can measure how long it would take you to run a lap around the track, the period of revolution is how long it takes a planet to move around the sun. It's a measurement of time.